Hi guys, I know it's been a moment and my hard drive broke. My hard drive is not working at the moment. Please keep my hard drive in prayer because my Nigeria vlog is in there and many other vlogs are in there that you guys will want to see later on in the year, but it's okay. It may resurrect from the death, we don't know yet. Um Today I want to talk to you about something that has been really pressing on my mind lately. As of recent, it has become a trending topic where more people are coming out and talking about these things. I know Bill Cosby had sexually abused people of a younger age back in the days, and they're speaking out about it now. I don't know too much about it, that's why I'm trying not to really delve into the topic. But I just wanted to talk about my sexual abuse story. I guess I never really thought to talk about it because it wasn't rape. I never lost my virginity. And I wasn't really harmed in any way that I thought I could have been harmed. So I was staying at my godmother's house. My mom had dropped me and my little sister off. I was 10, my sister was 2. And one morning she had done the school run and I did wonder why we weren't going to school, but I never really questioned it. So she had taken the kids to school and left one of her friends, which was like an uncle to us. She had left him to look after us in the house. I didn't really know him, but I respect my elders, so I didn't really take notice of him. I was washing the dishes because I had just had my breakfast, and I just remember like a hard penis pressed up against my leg, and he was like pulling me towards him. And I didn't quite understand what was going on. I thought he was trying to get bread to make toast because I had just had toast, so I just assumed that he was trying to make toast. And I just remember him pulling against me, like pushing up against me but pulling me towards him, and I was not struggling, but I was really uncomfortable and I didn't understand what was going on. And because the kitchen was really tiny, I just assumed that he was trying to get the bread which was on top of the microwave next to me. After like 2 minutes, he started to like breathe really heavy and his penis was getting harder and harder and pressing up against my leg. And then he started to pull down his trousers and my sister had crawled in to the kitchen crying. And I didn't understand why she was crying, but I just remember I literally ran towards my sister. He turned around in shock and let me go, and I ran to my sister. I carried her, took her to the room, and I was rocking her to make her go to sleep, but then I kept on like waking her up a little bit every time she was nodding off, because all I was thinking was, if she should sleep, I don't know if this uncle is gonna come back. I don't know what he's doing, but I knew that it wasn't right. And I remember the next day he came over. Like eventually my sister had fallen asleep. My godmother had come back. She said, "Am I okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." She served the uncle food and then he left. The next day, it was afternoon, everyone had come back from school, we were relaxing. The doorbell, someone pressed the doorbell, and my godmother told me to check who it is. Someone had pressed the doorbell, so I checked to see who it was, and it was him. So I ran to my cousin, dragged her to the room, literally was like, "Let's hide in the cupboard, let's hide in the cupboard." And she was just like, "Oh, why? But uncle's here." oh, why are we hiding in the cupboard? He's gonna give us money, we can buy ice lollies. And I was just like, no, seriously, it will be better, let's hide in the cupboard. A part of me was very scared, so I hid in the cupboard with my cousin. And the uncle had gone to the living room, was chilling with my godmother, relaxing in the living room, and he asked, oh, where's the kids? And she was like, oh yeah, they're in the room. So I could hear his footsteps, and my cousin could hear his footsteps coming to the room. She opened the cupboard and was like, hey, uncle, yeah. And he literally just stared at me and was smiling. It made me feel very uncomfortable. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why he was staring at me, and I was just feeling very uncomfortable when he was doing it. And he was just smiling at me. And I was just really feeling very uncomfortable. And I remember he had given my cousin money for ice lollies, then he left. And we went to go and buy ice lollies. And that was the end of that. I didn't end up staying at my godmother's house for long after that. My dad decided, let me just be picking them up from school. That would be easier. So my mom and my dad were working. They worked very hard and they worked long hours. So most times I'd be at home by myself or with my sister whenever she wasn't at my godmother's house, but they had decided that I was no longer going to stay at my godmother's house. Little did I know that I had been molested. I didn't know that I had been molested, but then I had heard about rape, and rape seemed worse than child molestation. So I didn't feel like I needed to speak out on it, because I just felt as though it's child molestation. Like, at least I wasn't raped. And I kept on thinking in my head, it's my fault. It's my fault. And if I speak out about it, somebody is gonna say, why are you complaining? You weren't raped. Why are you complaining about something small like that? It wasn't small to me, and I struggled to keep this memory. I actually struggled to remember the day. That's how much I really buried the memory. But when it all comes back, it all comes back, and I get very angry with men. And that really developed my, should I say, aggression. I started to fight boys a lot in the playground. Stupid, silly arguments, I would already be slapping them. And that happened until a late age of mine. I probably stopped when I was 20. But I really enjoyed fighting boys, fighting men, just anything that I could use. That was the best way I chose to release tension, express anger. I remember I told my ex-boyfriend about this. This was a long time ago. I think this was like 6 years ago. 2009. I was 19 years old. I told him, and he said, oh, but did he touch you? After the whole story, but did he touch you? Like, did he have sex with you? And I said no. And he swept it under the carpet. And all I kept on thinking was, then it's not that important. Then I don't need to tell my mom. Then I don't need to involve people in this. Bear in mind, this is something that happened when I was 10 years old. So I didn't see a reason to blame the man. I blamed myself. I blame myself for maybe wearing a really short nightie, being fair-skinned. And this isn't even to toot my own horn. I literally blamed myself for being attractive to him. And I didn't know that men who molested children had issues. Like, they weren't okay. I assumed that it was me and it was my fault. And for that reason, I never told my mom. I never told my godmother. And the main reason why I never told my mom was because I didn't want her to blame herself. I didn't want her to ever think that she failed as a parent. After this video, though, I'm still gonna struggle to tell her. I don't know if I will ever be able to bring myself to tell her. And if she should see this video, I really just want her to know that it's not your fault. You can't control what somebody else does. If someone chooses to abuse you sexually, mentally, physically, it's that person. It's not you. It's not your fault. You can only control your actions. I'm still working on myself and my anger issues. It hurts now more than it did when I was younger, because now I know that I was taken advantage of, and now I know that that wasn't right and it wasn't my fault. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have spoken out. I would have spoken to my mom. I would have told my godmother that that man is a child molester and he needs to be stopped. And I can't imagine, I can't imagine how many other females he may have had his way with. How many young kids he may have touched or even raped. Going forward, I would say that parents need to educate their kids and tell them these things, make them aware. We are living in a woke generation where people are really flourishing off awareness. They're enjoying being aware of these things, and they're fighting against injustice and prejudice. And we shouldn't let them get away with it. Men shouldn't be allowed to get away with this. Children need to be educated.